Parents are the most significant role models for their children. The choices they make can make a huge impact on their child's future. What is one major positive influence that parents can have on children? Well, parents have the power to increase their child's learning potential just by making books an integral part of their lives. At what age should you start reading to your child? That's easy, as early as you possibly can. You wouldn't not speak to your child just because they can't understand everything that you're saying, and the same goes for reading to them. Reading aloud teaches a baby about communication and introduces concepts such as stories, numbers, letters, colors, and shapes in a fun way that they will enjoy. Reading aloud to them also builds a child's memory skills. According to kidshealth.org, by the time a child turns 1 year old, they will have already learned all the sounds that are needed to speak their native language. The more you read to your baby, the greater exposure they will have to sounds and words. By reading to your baby out loud, you are introducing to them many different emotions and expressive sounds. It invites your baby to look, point, touch, and answer questions. All these skills help to promote social and emotional development. When reading to a child, be sure to run your finger across the left page, moving over to the right. This allows them to get an understanding on how words go together. Also, if a book includes pictures, a good tip is to point to the picture while saying the word that is associated with it. A visual competency is developing as well, because the child is being taught to focus attention on a picture on a page. When a child is able to read themselves, have them read the book to you instead of you reading it to them. One finding from a recent reading research study showed that children who get off to a poor start in reading rarely ever catch back up. Let's face it, everyone's lives are busy. It seems like we are always trying to find a free few minutes to squeeze something in. One way to ensure that you are making time to read to your child is to make it a routine. By making it a routine, you are allowing reading to become something that you and your child look forward to. There are many ways to keep reading fun and interesting. For instance, you can gather your family together and take turns reading out of a book. Reading as a family is beneficial to everyone. Not only do you get your daily dose of reading, but you get those moments to bond as a family as well. Once your child becomes of age, where he or she is interested in a particular subject or topic, have them choose that topic that they love and visit the library to search for books in that area. So say your son or daughter loves dinosaurs. By taking them to the library and showing them all the different books they have on dinosaurs, they will have the opportunity to associate the library with something that they love. If you really think about it, you have plenty of opportunities to incorporate reading into your child's daily routine. When out at a restaurant, have your child read the menu to you, and if possible, also have them order for themselves. When driving down the road, you can have them point out signs and read them. Watching TV doesn't encourage your child to speak, but reading does. Reading is a learned skill, and by you having your child listen to you read out loud, they will learn the building blocks of reading themselves. Reading helps children to master language development. It develops a child's ability to express themselves more confidently and clearly in both the spoken and written terms. It also helps to develop their listening skills. The Early Childhood Longitude Study collected information on several aspects of early childhood development. The study showed that only 41% of white, 26% of Asian, 23% of African American, 21% of Hispanic, and 18% of American Indian, Alaskan Native, 9-month-olds actually had family members that read to them on a daily basis. Even before babies can speak, they are learning about language, sounds, and vocabulary. According to allinahealth.org, a child's brain is about 75% fully developed by the age of 6. An average of 2 minutes of reading or talking to a child a day will result in a vocabulary of fewer than 4,000 words. An average of talking to your child and reading to them 1 hour a day will result in a vocabulary of 8,000 to 10,000 words. And then an average of more than 1 hour a day of reading or talking to your child will result in a vocabulary of more than 10,000 words. By the time they reach kindergarten, a child will need to know more than 10,000 words to become successful readers. Children need to see their parents read because children learn by example. By placing a great importance on reading, your child will do the same. Experts say that reading should also be interactive. Don't just read the words to the child, but instead have them comment on the story along the way. One big mistake that parents can make is by stop reading to their children at too young of an age. Continue reading aloud lets children know that reading just gets better and better as you get older. It also lets them know that reading is something that you never stop doing. By incorporating reading at a very young age, children are more likely to continue reading in adulthood for pleasure. It is everyone's responsibility to take the initiative to read to a child. Even if you're not a parent, you can still read to your nieces, nephews, siblings, or even volunteer at a school to read to children. Just by picking up a book, you can change a child's life. You are a child's first and most important teacher.